Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. This is Ralph Phillips.
I'm Molly Bay.
Today is October 30th, 2020. One more day to Halloween and a few more days until the New York Giants get the biggest scare of the year. Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming up in their house to whoops and butt.
Beat the mess out of them.
I was going to do a whole string of profanity there, and then I just realized I try not to cuss on that show a whole lot. All right. We've got some stuff to cover for you. Got all 22 done. If you haven't been watching, then you could see the things I found interesting videos are up on YouTube. I did 3. I thought I could have swore I was going to have at least 4 or 5.
I know. I even tweeted it.
Yeah, I know. But then I realized, like, right in the fourth quarter that pretty much the Raiders gave up, and just ran the ball. So there wasn't a whole lot to watch. It was just run, punt, run. So, yeah. There's that. We're going to talk about the injury reports for both games, both teams, and we're going to cover the Giants game coming up. We also have a little bit of Buccaneers news. So, exciting show.
Yay.
I hate that we're getting these things out so late. It took me all week to get that film review done. I hate that. It's all right. We'll get down on schedule about the time the season's over.
I mean, it's midway through the season. Why change it now?
We don't even have a schedule now. We're just
I know.
Winging it every day. What are we going to do today? Let's do a podcast. All right. The All 22 film review with the Raiders. What did we see? What was it we saw after the game?
We just beat the absolute mess out of them.
Just beat the mess out of them. It was pretty bad of a whooping, even on the All 22, but not in the way that I thought it was going to be. It was just we just played much better football than them. It wasn't that we physically whooped them or that we really out-game planned them. We just played better football. We were the better team, and we beat them up that way. It was quite impressive by the Buccaneers. We had a few issues that I wanted to bring up. We had more missed tackles in this game than I think we have all season long combined.
Really?
Sure. Yeah, I think so. I think
Were
we had
they
about...
just slippery or?
No, just bad tackling. A lot of guys confused as to who's going to tackle. A couple times they dove for the feet and they were able to get out of it.
I did notice that, and I felt like Levante was a frequent offender.
Yeah, he went for the feet a little too much in this game. But they all did it. Devin White missed, and let me see. I think those two, of course, they're usually the ones tackling everybody, but I think they were the two biggest offenders. Bunting had some missed tackles. Let's talk about him a little bit. He was by far the worst player on the team.
Yeah, he had not had the season that I thought he would.
Yeah, he actually almost cost us the game. They came back in the third quarter and got within 4 points to us, and almost all of it was due to him.
Really?
Yeah, he had like 5 bad plays where he just lost guys in coverage, or he was just got thrown on or whatever.
You think it's just a sophomore slump?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It might be that everybody else is just playing so good that it makes him look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to remember, last year, beginning of last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, our defense was horrible. It was just trash. Especially the secondary. So we got to remember how far we've come so fast.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a little cocky with our, he missed a tackle and you got to let
How dare him?
Yeah, a guy catch the 29-yard pass on him, throw him out to the bleachers. Okay. Carr with them damn audibles and pre-snap things. We had talked about it going into the game.
Yeah, John Gruden loves that.
Oh, gosh, he loves it. And he used to annoy the heck out of me when he was with the Buccaneers. Because, you get up to the line of scrimmage, he goes, acts like he's going to snap the ball, and then he steps back and he yells some stuff and people run around and all that. And then he goes back up to the line of scrimmage and he'll look around. And, it's like 30 seconds of, they do.
You need like the full 40.
Mm-hmm, yes. Yeah, they beat us in time of possession, 31 minutes and 4 seconds to 28 minutes and 56 seconds.
That's just outrageous.
I swear to God, 10 minutes of that was Derek Carr bullshitting around before the snap. And it's annoying watching it on game film because you never know when he's going to snap it. So you have to just sit there and kind of, and then, so you end up watching an extra 10, 15 seconds of just.
To me, it just makes it way more complicated than it needs to be. I think with audibles like that, where you're changing at the line, it's like you're only going to do so much. And then at a certain point, it's diminishing returns. Like, what is the point of even doing it?
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons to do it. One would be to keep the ball out of the offense's hands. You keep the time of possession in your hands. And two,
but the Raiders did not need to do that this game.
No, they needed to score points.
Yeah.
And our defense was just beating the mess out of them. But one of the things it does, which is this is Gruden's whole thing, is he likes to make sure he's got good matchups. He wants the wide receivers on a linebacker or, your second receiver on the nickelback, whatever. He's going to try and get these matchups. And, a lot of the pre-snap stuff is so that the quarterback can kind of figure out what kind of defense the defense is going to play. Because a lot of times the defense will show one thing and then do another. And if you get some guys in motion, you can kind of tell what they're going to end up doing. It's basically, you can tell whether it's going to be zone or man. And one thing about this game, it was definitely a chess match. I mean, these two coaches were going at it. They had, I pointed it out in one of the videos, we ran a Tampa 2. We had 4 guys underneath in zone coverage, 2 deep safeties, and then we had Devin White, kind of a deep linebacker. He wasn't like cover 3, but he was, deep between the 2 safeties was his spot. And they ran 2 receivers. We had 7 guys in coverage. They ran 2 receivers and got like a 30-yard pass.
That seems to happen to us sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
It's like we beat ourselves,
Well, that was
we
just
get too many guys out there.
It was just the perfect call for that defense. Absolutely perfect. They flooded Devin White's zone, and he had to make a choice. Do I take the guy underneath or do I take the guy going long? He did it exactly what he was supposed to do, took the guy going long. They threw it to the guy underneath. It was just the perfect. And there was a lot of that going on in this game where I'd be like, ooh, that was a good call. Or, oh, man, great defense for that play. So it was a chess match between the 2 coaches. That was fun to watch. Donovan Smith. Let's talk about him for a little while. Always got to talk about Donovan.
Again.
Yeah, he did not play too well.
No.
I swear to God, Tom Brady should get an award for how he's making Donovan Smith look good. It's just.
Well, I don't think he really is. I think that he's just making the best of it. I mean, he doesn't really have a whole lot of choice.
Well, he could pull a Jameis Winston and scramble around back there for 20 minutes. Now, Donovan Smith didn't play horrible, but he had a few plays where he got beat. One time he got beat, and if it wouldn't have been for Ali Marpet picking his guy up, the guy would have destroyed Tom Brady. I mean, he had an open shot, and Marpet was double teaming with Jensen, and he looked over and he saw Donovan Smith getting beat, and he stepped over there and stopped that guy. Man, that was thankful for that. And Donovan Smith had a lot of running back help over there. He had a lot of tight end help. He looked really slow and sluggish. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't feeling good or something like that. I don't know.
Tired from.
He always looks slow and sluggish, though. He had one play where he went out to block on the second level, and man, it was Fournette got a 9-yard run, I think it was, and he had complete open space in front of him if Donovan Smith would have made his block in the second level, and he just totally whiffed. The guy just zipped right underneath his arm.
They are not good at that.
Well, Devin White,
Donovan
Smith is our best one. He's our best open field blocker.
God.
Yeah.
Is that like most offensive linemen are not good at those plays?
Yeah. I mean, they're so big, and they can't adjust real quick, and those little guys just zip around them.
Yeah.
It's not just our guys.
Okay.
So Donovan, you need to buy Brady a nice gift for not making you look like the worst left tackle in the league right now. Not that he is. I mean, he's probably average 15th, somewhere in that area. But our O-line altogether played great. They are really, really working together well. And I think, again, it's Tom Brady. It's a testament to Tom Brady. They know the spot they're supposed to block, and they're blocking that spot very well. They don't have to worry about starting off blocking over here and then having to run over here to block because the quarterbacks run, 3 circles and jumped over a couple of hurdles and doing handstands in the back. So, yeah, I think it's a lot easier for them, and they're working together really, really well. Saying that.
Are you just bringing that up because you predicted that in the offseason? Is that why you're saying that? You say that every game?
No, I'm going to get to that here in a moment.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to get to that here in a moment. Saying that our offense line played great, their offensive line played better. Now,
really?
Yes. Our offensive line has been doing really good in the run blocking. Gronkowski has helped out. I mean, he's probably 50% of the reason why our run blocking has gotten so much better. But their offensive line, good Lord. We got no pressure on Carr. None. By the fourth quarter, our defensive line looked so tired and worn out. They weren't even trying.
That's crazy.
Really. I haven't seen them that way. I've never seen them like that.
So then how did Devin White become so successful in this game?
Exactly. The first sack, he got 3 sacks. The first sack he got because Carr tried to run for it and he tackled him behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay.
Devin White was actually 15 yards downfield when Carr started running, and Devin White ran up and caught up with him before he crossed the line of scrimmage. The second sack he got, he came in on a blitz, and Jacobs, the running back, went to pick him up to block him, and the right tackle stepped on Jacobs' ankle, and he immediately fell down, didn't even try to block Devin White. Devin White came right in, got that sack, and Jacobs, I think he was out of the game for the rest of the game. He hobbled off the field. He got his foot stepped on pretty bad. The third sack that Devin White got was on 4th and 1 when Derek Carr again tried to run, and Devin White ran all the way across the field and hit him.
Oh, I remember that one.
So it had nothing to do with the offensive line. All 3 of those sacks had nothing to do with the offensive line. Their offensive line is good. This is the best offensive line we played.
I would hope so. They've been resting for 2 weeks.
Well, even besides that, they are ranked 1st in the league in run blocking and 2nd in the league in pass protection. Right behind the best offensive line in pass protection, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That's according to Football Outsiders, which is really the only ranking system I trust. They do.
Not Pro Football Focus?
you just trying to get
actually have a stat from them later, so you're
trying to get a rise out of it.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
I don't know how to push your buttons.
That was good you brought up Devin White and his sacks, because that was like a great segue, because I was going right into that.
Excellent. We didn't even plan that, guys. We don't plan any of these.
We don't plan any of this, believe it or not. I know as polished as we seem, this is all off the cuff. So, yeah, their offensive line was just incredible. I mean, nobody could get through. I mean, I haven't seen Sue get manhandled like that ever. And, of course, Vita wasn't in, but I don't think he could have done anything. They were just really, really impressive. They totally shut down Barrett. I mean, he got a few pressures, but it was usually after about 5 seconds. But they used tight end on Barrett a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
America.
America, don't. Yeah. JPP didn't do much. He had a couple good plays, but yeah, their offensive line was just really, really good in both the run and pass game. But our defensive line is better at run stuffing. So
would you say that our offense won us the game, or our defense?
Our secondary.
The secondary won us the game.
Yep. Yeah, they played really well. Mike Edwards had a great game.
Isn't that crazy? Like last season, it was like he was just kind of meh.
Yeah, right.
Just kind of a backup guy.
And here's the thing: he had an interception, right?
Yeah.
And he ran it back, but it got called back because Shaquille Barrett jumped off sides. Now that was a ticky-tacky offsides call. I stopped it and I mean, maybe the tip of his face mask was over the line.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, seriously, it was. But he was going. He jumped early, but he didn't cross the line, and the ball was moving at the same time. They both went at the same rate. It was pretty neat to watch. But so it was like, you shouldn't have called that, really. But, yeah, Edwards had a fantastic interception there. I mean, he cut underneath that. He saw it coming 10 yards away, ran over, cut, and then he did it later, and he got that pass defense, and it tipped up in the air, and that's when Winfield got his interception. And that was the one. That was the play that basically sealed the game for us.
And Edwards had one the week before against Green Bay.
Edwards had 13 snaps on defense.
Wow.
Yeah. And he played that good.
Dang.
Yeah. And hey, we rotated our defensive line more than we have
crazy.
I think Sue was one of the most defensive players out there the most. And I think he was out there 66% of the time. Yeah, we were rotating guys because they were just getting tired going up against an offensive line. He couldn't do anything. Gronk is to Brady what Evans was to Winston. That's how it's become. Gronk is Brady's release valve.
Security blanket.
Yes, and it's really going to hurt Evans. I think that's why we've seen a lot of production drop off him, because Gronk will do those 50-50 balls, and Brady's got more trust in him.
Yeah, that's my theory about the whole Mike's production this season is that, Jameis was more likely to throw those 50-50 balls to Mike because he was less risk averse. Tom Brady is more risk averse, so if he sees that Mike's covered, he's gonna go through his reads. Where Jameis just didn't give a crap. Like, he would just throw it, chunk it, and let Mike fight for it. And granted, that's Mike's bread and butter. I mean, that's what he's built to do. That's what he does. But I just think that Tom doesn't have that kind of trust in him yet.
Yes. Or if he will develop it. He might, but Mike is just not the kind of guy that, he doesn't get open per se. He's not going to shake the cornerback a whole lot. And
he's not like fast. He's not.
Yeah. He's the kind of guy, you give him a little bit of space and just throw the ball up and he'll go get it and catch it. There was a play where we had all four of our receivers open. I'll put this in the video too. I don't know how it happened, but their secondary just totally crapped the bed on this one. But we had all four of our wide receivers were open, and one of them was Mike Evans for a touchdown, and Brady instead threw it to Gronk, who was right in that same area. And I was just like, there we go. That's Winston would have done the same thing. He would have thrown it to Evans before he would have thrown it to anybody else. And, when you got four options that you can throw to, you go with the one you're comfortable with.
Right.
So Gronk is to Brady what Evans was to Winston. Hopefully Evans will get some, rapport with Brady a little bit better and get some balls, because I do feel like we're leaving a little bit of talent on the field there. I mean, not that it matters, because
we have so many options. It's just crazy. But, I feel like with the whole Mike and Tom Brady storyline, I want everyone to keep talking about it, because it seems like the team this year, their game plan is like a spike game plan, like we talked about with the tight ends a few weeks ago, and the rift between Tom Brady and BA, and so I'm like, okay, guys, like, keep talking about it, because they usually end up. Oh, the penalties, that was a big thing. They usually end up just going the opposite direction, whatever the narrative is. They go the other way,
just to shut them up.
Just to shut everyone up.
All right, last thing I got to say about the All-22, Josh Haig, he had 12 offensive snaps out there, and he played good. I really enjoyed watching him play.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We activated another offensive lineman off of injured reserve, that rookie guard, John Mulchin. So he'll travel with the team to the Giants.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. All right, so, the refs, our ref crew was Novak.
They were excellent this game.
They're never excellent.
Like a B?
Never. The highest I give is a C, and they got a C.
Okay.
They did pretty good. Yeah, Scott Novak was the guy. They had, I counted 10 uncalled penalties. 2 of them should have been on us, 8 on the other team.
Mm-hmm. That's usually how it is.
That's usually how it is. No, I'm sorry. 4 on us.
Oh.
6 on the other team. My bad. So, it wasn't that bad. not too many of them were significant. We had a couple of false starts on special teams and face mask on special teams. It wasn't called. But holding seems to be the going trend this year. It's they're just not calling holding that much. The refs, I don't know what's going on. So, but it was a pretty good. It was a pretty good, clean game. Both sides played really clean. It's funny. Our offensive linemen we're making it obvious to the refs a lot of times that we're not holding. They'll actually put their arms up when they make like a good play, when they do a pancake, or they get some guy to the ground, or they block a guy. They'll like put their arms up so the refs can see, hey, I'm not holding.
Yeah. I've noticed that too.
Yeah, we're doing it a lot. So I guess we're saying, y'all want to make us the most penalized team in the league, you're going to have to try really harder than that, because we're going to do everything we can to let you know we ain't cheating. So that was the film breakdown. If you get a chance, go check out the things I found interesting on YouTube videos. It's 3 of them. They're broken up into about 10-minute segments apiece, so you can enjoy them at your leisure. There's some good stuff in there. I enjoyed it.
I can't wait to watch them. I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
Do a little binge later.
Yes.
Okay, we've got some news, and then we will get into the game preview. So, Devin White was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance against the Raiders. He had 3 sacks, 11 tackles, and a forced fumble. So, congratulations to him, as well as Tom Brady, who was named NFC Offensive Player of the Month.
Ah, yes.
What? Oh.
That's just great.
I know. He's the first Buck player since Vinny Testaverde in 1999 to win. 1990, not 99. Like 30 years.
Me and you talked about this as the day, even before we got Tom Brady, we were talking about this is probably Tom Brady's last season at the Patriots. We're going to find out this year if it was Belichick or Tom. And I think everybody has come to the conclusion right now that it was Tom Brady, because the Patriots are falling apart.
I think it was a little bit of both, but I'm not ready to discount Bill Belichick yet.
No.
Whatsoever.
Me neither, but man, does he have a long
mess.
hill to go up,
yeah.
a steep hill to
It's
climb.
just kind of a mess.
Cam Newton, we said it. We've been saying it for years. He's not a good quarterback.
I just don't. I'm not a fan. I never have been. Aside from him playing at Carolina, I just don't. He's just very gimmicky, and it's like eventually they catch on to you, and then what?
Right.
Yeah. And we learned it. Like 2 years ago? You just keep him in the pocket, make him throw it, and he can't do it.
Yep. And he's a big, strong guy. And he can run the ball. He's hard to tackle. He's hard to sack. But that only takes you so far.
Yeah, and the dude, he's been through 3 surgeries, 2 surgeries.
Yeah.
You're just not the same after that, and it's So between you not being what you once were because of injury, and the league has figured you out, you just don't have a whole lot to offer.
And honestly, and this is just speculation on my part, just from the videos I've seen over the years, he doesn't seem like his heart is in the football, if you ask me.
No, I don't really feel like that either.
And, you have to be dedicated to this stuff, man. Because if you don't, somebody's going to take your job, and I think he's going to lose his job up there.
Well, and I do think that the injuries kind of get in your head, like we saw it with Andrew Luck. It was the same way.
Yeah.
The difference is Andrew knew when to quit, and Cam, I think, probably should have quit this year.
I was very surprised when Belichick picked up
Cam
Newton
too.
And made him the starter. It really surprised me. I was like, I just can't see this working out. We're gonna do this one day, where we're gonna do a podcast where it's just clips of stuff that we've predicted and said. It'll be interesting, I think.
It won't be any of the stuff we got wrong.
None of it. Well, because we didn't get anything wrong.
We're 100%.
100%. So, I feel bad for the Patriots, but, for everybody that doubted that Tom Brady could throw the ball deep, they've been shut up. Everybody that's doubted that Tom Brady can take a hit, they're being quiet now. Everybody that doubted that Tom Brady was over the hill and couldn't play in this offense, they're quiet. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, Max Kellerman came out and said, he hates Tom Brady. He came out.
I don't even know who that is.
He used to be a boxing announcer. I don't know what he's doing talking about football. But I used to love him when he used to do boxing. He was great. And then he won an award for being a outstanding journalist or something like that. And it was like all of a sudden he put on glasses and started acting like he was, this professional journalist, which one of the things I liked about him was he was just like gruff and rough and, so anyhow, he said that, Tom Brady was going to stink it up this year and blah, blah, blah. He didn't like him. Well, he came out this week and said, I was wrong.
Wow.
Tom Brady is much better than I thought he was.
Yeah, and people said that he couldn't play in Arian's system either.
Well, I had said that.
Yeah.
Until I went back and watched tape, and then I was like, oh, well, yeah, he's got this. So I'm really excited about our team. I think all Bucs fans should be. And
I still am honestly just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
You're conditioned.
I'm just conditioned. And it's kind of like this game coming up where I'm 99% confident that we're just going to beat the absolute shit out of the Giants. But then there's that one little smidge where you're like, oof, this could really go the wrong way.
Right.
Like it did last year when we played them.
Danny
Dimes, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
His first game ever.
The doink kick from... Well, who do we have?
Matt Gay.
Matt Gay, that's right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about him. Wow.
I know.
Yeah. But, hey, man, our team is just... And it's not the offense. It's the defense.
Yeah.
The defense.
They're so fun.
But the offense is no slouch either. We have the best point differential in the NFL. We are outscoring our opponents by...
you win 2 games by 25 points.
Yeah, we are outscored our opponents by 80 points this season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome. The NFL announced that the Super Bowl is going to be played in front of Raymond James Stadium at 20% capacity.
In front of the stadium?
I know, that was so awkwardly worded.
In the parking lot.
In the parking lot. It was just, I started the sentence and I just wanted to finish it without stuttering or changing. Okay, let me try this again. The NFL is planning for 20% seating capacity at Raymond James for the Super Bowl, which would mean between 13,000 to 15,000 people. Can you imagine how outrageous those ticket prices are going to be? I mean, they are already crazy to get Super Bowl tickets. What's it, like $2,000 a ticket?
Yeah. Well, we had talked about this in the 10-minute news segment yesterday, but someone is not rubbing me right about all this. The tickets are going to be, they're already extremely expensive to begin with, but now when they're going to be 5 times more expensive. If you do the math, 20%, only 20%. But here's what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing but rich people and celebrities that are going to go. And this is what I've noticed with this COVID stuff. It's not affecting rich people and celebrities, as far as their way of life. As a matter of fact, I think it's better for them. I'm sitting here watching football. Well, I'm watching the Vegas game. Here it is. Las Vegas has built this new $1 billion stadium for these millionaires to play in for billionaires, right? So they're doing this. It's an empty stadium except for a few celebrities. God, who was it? Oh, man, this is going to drive me crazy. Was it Brett Favre? No, it wasn't Brett Favre. Steve Young. I think it was Steve Young. Tweeted out a picture or Instagrammed a picture of him sitting in the Raiders stadium, like right on the 50-yard line with his feet propped up on the chairs in front of him. And he was like, just enjoying the view.
Stadium to
right.
himself.
And I'm like, wait a minute. We've got, us common folk, we can't go and enjoy our games, which are supposed to be for us. But yet millionaires can go out there in these $1 billion stadiums and have it all to themselves. Mm-hmm. I'm like, now looking at the Super Bowl. It's not, you're run-of-the-mill people that are going to go to the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be the elite of the elite of the elite. Only 20%. The stadium's going to be filled to begin with. And those tickets are going to be like $10,000 a piece.
Probably.
I mean, but they're like $2,000 now.
Yeah.
Those are for the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something ain't sitting right with this. I think we just need to, say, screw this mess. Let's continue on with life. Let's do it. So, anyhow.
Do it.
20%.
20% capacity.
And it's really going to hurt Tampa. Because they're expecting, you got to figure Tampa won the NHL championship. They got the Rays in the MLB championship, and, they're hosting the Super Bowl. All of this during COVID. They're not getting that tourism they were expecting down there. It's millions and millions of dollars they're going to lose out on. And, people coming to the city and going, hey, I really like it here. I want to live here. That happens a lot, believe it or not. So, they're not getting that. Oh, well. We're going to the Super Bowl. We're going to win it. First team in modern NFL era to have home field advantage in the Super Bowl. And we're just going to stomp probably the Raiders.
I know.
That would be so
It'd be awesome.
Apropos.
That was so amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Bruce Arians said it's very optimistic that Chris Godwin will only miss one game with that finger injury. Of course, he had surgery this week, and they said he's going to miss Monday Night Football, but it's probably going to be more than that. So that sucks. We'll miss you, Chris, but we got Mike Evans, Gronk, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson.
And
who else? Doink. Cyril Doink Grayson.
Cyril Grayson. Doink Grayson.
He'll forever be known for that.
At
least it's not the butt fumble,
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's a step up, I guess. As we talked about in the news segment that we did yesterday, if you haven't checked that out, it's on YouTube. The Giants offensive lineman, Will Hernandez, tested positive for COVID, so they had sent the rest of the offensive line home. They returned to practice on Friday. The rest of the offensive line, not Will, because I guess they had all been cleared to return. It's a cool shirt, Ralph.
I like it.
Is that what you're doing?
I love that word mark.
I know.
It's a piece of art to me.
What are you going to do if they ever change it?
Be sad.
I know. A Buccaneers staff member in the football operations department tested positive on Wednesday for COVID. And so that staff member and one other individual who may have had contact with them are self-isolating. But so far it hasn't affected any of the players.
We don't know what staff member it was?
No.
Okay.
Did you know Ali Marpet had a hip surgery in the off-season?
No.
No, that's because Bruce Arians just revealed it today. No one else knew.
Wow.
So that's why he's been playing so good, I guess. He's got himself a new hip.
He's had a hip dysplasia.
It
It's like a big Great Dane or something. The big dogs, like hip dysplasia.
It was a
bone spur?
No, a labrum.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know, some part of the hip.
I vaguely recognize that word.
I know. But I've heard like hip surgeries are really painful and recovery sucks. So I hope it wasn't that for him.
Yeah, he's been playing fine, so didn't seem to affect him too much.
No. Well, all right, let's get on to the Giants game. First of all, Greg Auman tweeted he had looked up the weather for the game, and it's going to be a high of 44 degrees with a low of 38.
Whoa.
So our Florida boys are going up to New York, and it's cold.
Yeah.
It is cold. We're in Virginia. We had our first cold day today.
Is it going to be rainy or anything?
Yucky cold. I don't think so. I don't think
That'll be cool. I love acclimate weather games, man.
I don't like it for my team because they're not used to playing like that. Okay.
They're used to.
It's not an
nice
advantage
and
for
sunny.
us. Yeah. It's not an advantage. Well, they're used to the rain. They're not used to the rain and the cold.
True enough.
Greg Allman said that the Bucs haven't played a game with temperature at kickoff lower than 42 degrees since 2011 in Green Bay.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
We will see.
Well, you don't get. Me and you were talking about this last night. You know, with all the new stadiums and dome stadiums, you just don't get that weather as much. You know, there's too many games being played inside where weather is just not a factor. And I don't like that. I like
it because as a fan, I don't want to have to sit in cold.
But as a fan watching,
like you cannot pay me to go to Lambeau.
It's like the Denver game this weekend. It was snowing.
It was crazy. That was like sideways snow.
Yeah, I love it.
No.
And then
I hate the snow. I can't.
What game was we were watching where it was raining? We didn't even realize it until they.
I think Carolina, right? Carolina
Atlanta game last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they were sliding all over the field last night. Which it was a pretty good game, and I'm gonna get my kudos because Atlanta won, like I called it.
Yes, so that's good.
It helped us too because it moves Carolina down a little bit. Not that they're a threat to us or anything, but
right at this point.
Know. Yeah.
Speaking of not a threat.
Oh, and Bridgewater got hurt.
Oh, I saw that it was like a dirty hit, right? And ticky-tacky. But they ejected that guy.
Yeah.
And is Bridgewater now in their concussion protocol, I wonder?
Probably. It looked like it. I mean, his head went.
Oh.
And Bridgewater just, the injury bug just always seems to get him, man.
It sure does. Yeah. All right. Let's get to these 1-6 Giants.
Ooh, scared of the Giants.
I know. They beat Washington. That's their only win.
Oh.
I know. Listen to this is the list of teams they've lost to. The Steelers, the Bears, 49ers, Rams, Cowboys, and Eagles.
Wow.
Yeah.
They are bottom tier. I mean, although, some of those teams are really good. I mean, Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, the Bears, we lost to them. The Rams just beat the absolute crap out of them. They're only 1.5 games out of first place, though, in the NFC East.
That's insane. This is 2 years in a row.
I know.
They
are like last
horrible.
in the division, though. But they're only a game and a half out of first place.
Man, if we lose against them, it's going to be...
Oh, yeah. Bucs Nation will be in a meltdown.
Yeah.
I will be.
Yeah.
I will be so upset.
I'll be depressed for a week.
I know.
But I can't see it happening. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. They do have a new head coach this year, Joe Judge. And
cool name.
Yeah. Jason Garrett is their offensive coordinator. Did you know that Jason Garrett played for the Bucs as a quarterback?
No, I did not.
He went through training camp in 2004 at the quarterback position and then was cut before the season started.
Huh. I had no idea.
So he was with the Buccaneers very briefly.
Interesting.
The Giants' offense is ranked 31st in yards and points scored.
Oh, my God.
They've allowed 20 sacks this season. 8 games. No, 7 games. They've had 7 games. And I know. And Daniel Jones has thrown 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
We gonna feast.
So they're going to be missing Will Hernandez in their offensive line. I don't know what position he plays. Hold on, where? Yeah, I don't know where he is. So they're going to have a backup filling in for him. And then their left tackle is a rookie who he was picked 4th overall. He was their first round pick, Andrew Thomas. Pro Football Focus. Oh, this is the stat I had. This is from Scott Smith. Pro Football Focus credited him with allowing 28 pressures, 4 sacks, and 3 quarterback hits.
Whoa.
Through the Giants' first 3 games.
Holy crap.
3 games.
Who is this again?
Their left tackle. Yeah.
The new guy?
Yes.
Dang.
New guy.
Will Hernandez played left guard.
Okay.
Who's replacing him? Shane Lemieux?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do they have Andrew Thomas starting? Because I know that he got benched one of the games, like they to start the game because he was late for a meeting.
He's starting.
So he is a starter.
Yes.
Yeah, well, JPP is going to have a freaking field day with him.
Oh, Shane Lemieux is starting at left guard, so that's 2 rookies starting on the left side.
JPP, okay, so of course, JPP was drafted first in the first round by the Giants in 2010. He was the 15th pick overall. Played for them for 8 years and then was traded to the Bucs in 2018. For like a third rounder, I think. And he said, I'm going to Monday Night Football and I'm going to destroy the Giants.
Oh, he said that?
He did.
Awesome.
And he said, I'm coming for their necks. That's what he said.
Oh, yes.
So
I love it.
I'm predicting that he is just going to destroy them.
My gosh. Yeah, that whole left side is going to be rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to feast. You know, he's tied for 5th in the league with sacks.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for him. Let me see. All right. So on defense, I want to come back to the Mike Evans discussion because I said on Twitter, like, I want you guys to keep talking about the Mike Evans thing because he'll have a 100-yard game against the Giants if y'all keep talking like that. And Evan Winter from Bucs Nation brought up that he does not play particularly well against James Bradberry, who now plays for the Giants. He's been with the Carolina Panthers, so Mike Evans saw him twice a year. But this year he's with the Giants. He leads the team with 3 interceptions. And this is per Scott Smith. Bradberry did best Mike Evans in 2018, held him to just 5 catches for 64 yards in 2 games. That was in 2018. But Mike did have a 100-yard game against him in 2017 and a 9-catch, 96-yard outing in October of 2019. So it goes back and forth. I mean, Bradberry has had his number at times, but other times Mike's done really well. He did only score 1 touchdown in those 7 games that he matched up against Bradberry and averaged 5 catches for 65 yards. So Bradberry racked up 3 interceptions and 7 pass defensed in those matchups.
Interesting.
So they do have a pretty good rivalry, it seems like, and I'm still going to put my money on Mike Evans. That's just me.
We shall see. We don't know what kind of defense the Giants are going to play against him, if they're going to put Bradberry on Mike Evans. We don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know how it's going to work.
As far as the Giants defense, so they're second. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We are second for sacks in the league with 25. The Giants are tied for 8th. They have 18. 12 different players on their roster have sacks. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
For comparison, the Bucs have 9 different players that have sacks. The Giants have 48 quarterback hits to our 51. So in some stats, they're kind of comparable.
Well, but they have also played the Washington Redskins.
I know, look, yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. So.
And the 49ers. Which are me.
Yeah.
Me.
They're having a rough go at it.
I know.
Although they did beat the mess out of the Patriots. That was glorious.
Jimmy Garoppolo, he wanted that one. Playing against Bill. Did you know that the Bucs and Titans are the only teams left in the NFL who have a 100% touchdown rate on goal-to-go drives? So we've made...
Oh, the goal-to-go or red zone?
Goal-to-go.
Oh, fantastic.
We've made all of them. Isn't that crazy?
I know we're top of the league at red zone, too. I mean, I think we've scored every time we've gotten in the red zone. I want to say that. If not, it's pretty darn close to every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk some more stats. We have the best run defense in the league. We know that.
Yeah. I kind of told you that. I don't need no
Yes.
stats for that.
That's one of the things I want to do when I bring up the podcast predictions we did, because we were saying that back years or months ago that this defense is going to be better than the offense, and the offense is going to be really good.
Yeah.
So, our first down runs, we are first in that. We only allow 2.7 yards per rush on first downs. Second downs, we allow 2.96 yards per
Good
rush.
Lord.
We're only second best in second down run stuffing.
Unacceptable.
We've got a league low of allowing 10 plus yards in a rush. We've allowed 7. We've only had 7 runs against us that were longer than 10 yards.
What?
2 of them were longer than 20.
Okay.
So
2 in 7 games?
yeah, we've only allowed 2 yards of more than 20 yards. Wow. 2 runs of more than 20 yards in 7 games. But only 7 of longer than 10? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's
we are
awesome.
tied third most in the NFL. We're takeaways. We're 12th. We have 12 takeaways.
Yeah.
Yes, we're tied for third most in that category. So our defense is just going to maul
Oh my gosh.
the Giants. Now our offense.
Yeah. We watched the Giants against the Rams briefly, and I think we only got through like the first half. And
I was like, I said, I've seen enough.
I know
I've seen enough to
the
know.
Rams defensive line just
Which is-
destroyed them.
Yeah, well,
And
we had watched the Philadelphia game, and we were like, is this offensive line really bad, or is the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line, just good? Or well, you can't tell by one game. So.
yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, so we decided to watch the Rams game to help make up our minds on the offensive defensive lines, and it was real quickly noticed that the offensive line sucks.
It's so bad.
And
yeah,
now it's going to be worse because they've got 2 rookies. on the
yeah.
left side.
And when you look at like sacks allowed this season, 20 sacks in 7 games. So.
What have we allowed? 5?
Yeah, it's
It's an ungodly amount. I know.
Yeah.
Brady has the lowest pressure rate in the NFL. He gets pressured least of any quarterback
What?
at 20%. So 1 out of every 5 times he drops back, he gets pressured.
Wow.
Our offensive line is ranked 12th in run blocking.
Okay.
That's quite a huge, drastic jump.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 in pass protection.
Yeah.
We hit that mark after this game. Bam! Like I said, the Oakland Raiders are number 1. Their offensive line is number 1 in run protection, run blocking, and number 2 in pass protection. So that was quite impressive. And Brady's only been sacked 8 times.
Okay.
That's right. Second
Dang.
fewest in the NFL.
Yes.
And all this with the same exact offensive
I
line.
know. So it just goes to show, guys.
Because, you have to go, maybe Jameis Winston kind of didn't help his offensive line a little bit. We've only lost 88 yards on negative plays this year, which is the second fewest in the NFL.
Dang.
I'm telling you, statistically, you look at our team and you go, where's the weakness?
I know.
We don't have one. Special teams, I would say. And I'm only talking about kick and punt return would be our weakness. And it's not really much of a weakness. It's just we don't do much back there.
Yeah.
But other than that, we ain't got no weaknesses. And we are elite at many, many levels. Looking at our team on paper, you have to say we are the best team in the league. I don't see anybody that can challenge us.
No.
And then when you watch us, we're even more impressive
I
than we are
know.
on paper.
We're just crazy good. Like
I know.
it's crazy.
It's awesome.
If we get to 6-2, if we win against the Giants, it'll match our best record through the first 8 games. So
in forever?
in franchise history.
6-2 is the best?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It happened in 1979 and 2002.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's the year we won the Super Bowl.
I know.
What's that saying?
Yeah.
What's that saying?
What
That's
does that
a predictor.
say? I know. All right, what's your prediction? Do you want to go through the injury report and then do predictions?
Yeah. Let's whip through the injury report real quick.
Okay, there was absolutely zero change from the Buccaneers. So Chris Godwin has not practiced all week with that
he's
finger.
probably out.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he's not playing. Gronk has a shoulder injury. He was limited all week. Scotty Miller with a hip/groin injury, limited all week. JPP with a knee injury, limited all week. Antoine Winfield Jr. has a shoulder/groin injury, and he was limited all week.
Is Carlton Davis on there?
No.
He got hurt in this game, hurt his shoulder.
Yeah.
Laid on the field for a while.
He's fine.
That's amazing. You know what's amazing to me is that Wirfs is not on the injury report for his ankle.
I
He
know.
had 2 weeks in a row where he got his ankle rolled up. The one time he was laying on the ground, I thought he was done. The second time, he must have screamed so loud because you could see the whole team turned around and looked at him. And Donovan walked over to him while the play was going on. And, he just gets right back up and plays. So I think we got an Iron Man on our hands there.
Well, and I think, too, he's like 21.
That helps, huh?
Yeah, you bounce back a lot faster.
If I did that, I'd probably lay there and go, just shoot me.
I know, me too.
The pain is unbearable.
Yeah, let me tell you my story about pain. So I've decided I'm going to pick up running.
Now, hold on.
No.
Hold on. We got to get some backstory to that.
I hate running. I've always hated running. I hate cardio. I never do it.
I ran track, long distance. I'm a long distance runner. I've run all my life. And then, probably 15 years ago, I was like, I'm tired of it. And I've always been, hey, you want to run? Let's run. Mm-mm. She's like, no, I hate running. I can't stand it. It's horrible.
Let me tell you, I'm asthmatic. Or I was, when I was young, I was asthmatic. So I never learned how to breathe properly. And I just don't have the lung capacity. So we've been on the cardio machines at the gym before. And my heart rate is 150 beats per minute. Just outrageous, like a rabbit. And so anyway, I'm like, I want a new challenge. I'm going to try to pick up running. So.
Which, she told me this and I'm like, what?
What? Why?
What?
Who are you? And what have you done with my wife? And
it was the equivalent of hearing somebody say, I'm going to start putting concrete in my diet. Yeah. You're like, what?
What is wrong with you?
It makes no sense.
So Wednesday, it's my first day. I get up all early, go
first day,
take a run. First day, only day. And I have my fitness tracker, so I do my run, and I went 0.87 miles in 13 minutes, first of all. So, not great.
It's not horrible.
I didn't even go a mile. It wasn't even a 12-minute mile. In high school, I ran a 12-minute, so that's peak physical fitness. I run a 12-minute mile. I didn't even do a mile. It was so sad. And then, so I also do yoga regularly. I do that. Thursday, I wake up and I can't effing move. I don't know what happened. I didn't know I had muscles there, but I found them and they hurt really bad. Today, it's Friday. Still can't move.
Yeah, I think the running experiment might be over with.
I don't know. I might try tomorrow, but I don't know. We got Halloween. I don't want to be not being able to move.
Oh, you'll find plenty of excuses not to run. I can tell you this.
All that I don't remember why we got off on that tangent. Oh, we were talking about Tristan Wirfs. You get up, you recover a lot faster when you're young. Yeah. Not when you're 32 and try to pick up a new hobby.
That's not a hobby.
You don't think running's a hobby?
Well, I mean, it can be, but
for more than one day. You got to be committed for more than a day, I guess.
Oh, it was so funny. I was like, what's wrong with? Why are you walking funny? She was like, I can't move.
I can't move. I couldn't even do yoga. I'm sure I needed to do the yoga to stretch it out and break up that lactic acid, but I couldn't even.
Yeah,
I was walking like a cowboy, kind of on the sides of my feet, the outside edges, because it just hurt so bad.
You haven't done any yoga since then.
No, I haven't. I'm injured. I have an injury.
You haven't injured?
I haven't injured. I don't even know what muscle that is. It's right below my calf to my heel, like the Achilles.
That's
I don't
Achilles
know.
tendon, yeah.
Well, it's a tendon, but what's the muscle? Isn't there a muscle that
muscle
runs
there.
down there?
The
I
tendon's
don't
part of a
know.
muscle.
My Achilles. I don't. I have an Achilles injury, guys. I can't play Monday.
That's why you're
I'm
gonna
out.
you'll be out for the game Sunday.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so let's get to the Giants injury report. It's a little more extensive than the Bucs, but that's because the offensive line is all on there. So offensive tackle was Cameron Fleming, was held out Thursday, returned Friday. I know. Run if you can. Yeah. We got a little photo bomber, guys, for everyone that can't see it. Devontae Freeman has an ankle injury. He has not practiced all week. Who's the other running back on the depth chart?
Let me see. The Devontae Freeman, Wayne Gallman,
Okay, was
And
Devontae the starter?
and then Deion Lewis. Yes, Devontae was the starter.
Okay.
He has been since they picked him up after Shaquille Saquon Barkley went down. Yeah.
Okay. Guard Nick Gates, he was held out Thursday, full practice Friday. Will Hernandez is on the COVID list. Offensive lineman Shane Lamo was held out Thursday, returned Friday. Center Spencer Pulley held out Thursday, returned Friday. Offensive tackle Andrew Thomas held out Thursday, returned Friday. Wide receiver CJ Board has a concussion. He was limited Thursday and a full participant on Friday. Defensive back Adrian Colbert had a shoulder injury. He was limited Thursday and Friday. Cornerback Darnay Holmes had a neck injury. He was limited Thursday and Friday. And then wide receiver Sterling Shepard has a shoulder/toe injury. He was limited Thursday and Friday. And that's it for the Giants.
All right, so sounds like they're beat up a little bit on their offensive line, their running game, and we are fine everywhere.
I know.
They are in trouble.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those games where half the country's going to turn off the TV. The only people who are going to watch the second half are going to be diehard Buccaneer fans.
Yeah.
Or
And all
Buccaneer
the
fans and the diehard Giants fans
masochists
too. Yeah.
in the Giants fan base.
The masochist Giants fans. This is going to be fun though.
Yeah, I hope
Eesh.
so. Monday Night Football, so it should be a good game.
Yeah, and if they better not postpone this or move it or do the
No,
bye
I
week
think
stuff.
it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, they had the COVID scare there, but it seems like everybody's okay now.
Yeah. All right, so what's your score prediction?
Oh, my gosh. I'm going with 41 points on us again to 17.
That's basically what I was going to pick.
Well, is it?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do 42. I
Price
think
is right.
42-9. I think they'll get 3
Wow.
field goals.
All right. Yeah, I like that.
Bold prediction. Hey, I'm going with it.
Molly coming in strong.
And I think JPP is going to get 3 sacks.
Yeah, I agree with you. Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Man, he's
I
going
think
to be
JPP, yeah, he's just going to light it up.
Yeah,
And
I can't believe he said that. You never hear talk like that anymore. I love that.
And he's not like, when he does it, he's just like so straight, like, I'm coming for the next.
Yeah, like when they
Like,
talk about him and he's
not-
like, no, I'm the best player that's ever lived.
Yeah. It's just a statement of fact.
Yeah.
I love him.
What, did he say this on audio or is this
Yeah, his press conference.
on the Zoom?
Yeah.
Ooh, we got to get that clip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Fantastic. All right, guys. We got a game coming up Monday night, 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's on CBS, NBC, Fox.
No, ESPN. That's
ESPN.
Monday Night Football.
Ugh. Yeah.
Ugh. Might be on Amazon, maybe.
So stream
I don't know. Stream it.
Stream it for free if you can. Because screw ESPN. All right, yeah. Let's get up. Be excited. Be ready because this is going to be 3 weeks in a row. We are just going to dominate dominate. And, man, we just be proud. Let's spread out. Let's get the word out. Buccaneer fans are awesome. Buccaneers team is awesome. Get as many fans as we can, new fans. I mean, what we're building here now is going to be fans for life. You know, it's the people who jumped on in the Tony Dungy years, fans for life. You know, these are fans. This is a special team. And you know, the people that are jumping on now are going to love the Buccaneers for the rest of their lives. So we could call them bandwagon jumpers if we want to, whatever. I love them. I can't get enough of them. The more fans, the better. The more fans we get, the better coverage we get, the more primetime games we get, which gives us more fans, which gives us more coverage, which gives us more primetime games. Which it's a big loop. That's how the Dallas Cowboys did it. They suck, but they got a lot of fans. When was the last time the Dallas Cowboys were any good? Can't even remember.
They've been at like slightly above average, I think.
That division has sucked for so long.
Yeah. Well, since the Eagles won the Super Bowl, and since then, it's like the whole division is in a Super Bowl hangover.
That was a fluke. I got my photo bomber back over here again.
She's trying to hide.
Yeah. All right. Has that got everything? Yeah, we didn't do our fact checks or follow-ups or nothing.
You're the worst.
I know. All right. Guys, we have a Super Bowl caliber team. Let's be excited about it. This only comes around every now and then. It's not like the Patriots were a rarity. They had 20 years of awesomeness. We'll never see that again in football. But we've got a couple years of awesomeness ahead of us. Am I boring you?
Well, you know, I was going to comment how monotone you are about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really.
That makes sense. Okay.
And then you just put me to sleep. Maybe yawn. I got to get up early tomorrow for my run, so I'm trying to get to bed.
Okay. On that note, we're going to wrap it up. Till next time, guys.
Go Bucks.